So it's interesting, you know, I see a lot of people saying who are Satanists, how much they hate Christians, and all of these ads and pictures on Facebook say, oh, fuck God, hail Satan, stuff like that. You know, fuck Jesus, fuck Christianity, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it's kind of like all they really develop to and all they really produce is just rebellion against established religions and norms. Now, it's healthy to do that at a certain age. It kind of helps you move on and evolve within your personal development. But the fact of the matter is, 95% of those people who are posting shit like that on Facebook, when the next fad comes along, or they get a little bit of maturity and a little life lessons, you know, they'll drop the label Satanism and move on. And Satanism isn't about being anti-Christian. It isn't about burning churches, you know, and going out there saying, fuck Christ, hail Satan. You know, I mean, there are a lot of things about Christianity I dislike. There are a lot of values that Christianity and other religious organizations uphold, you know, at its essence, that I do like. You know, an example is, yeah, I mean, organized religion as a whole, which is why Satanism is a loosely structured ball of like-minded individuals. It's not a religious movement per se. Christians, I don't hate Christians. I don't hate Christians at all. In fact, I mean, there's a lot of Christians that are the closest people in my life. Say most of my family is Christian or Catholic. I love my family. Well, okay. I love most of my family. Well, okay, I left some of them. The other ones I tolerate. But anyway, you know, and they love me, even though most of them know my beliefs. Now, they may fear you, and they may misunderstand you, but Christians don't hate Satanists. Because of their mythology, Satan is the evil doer, okay? You know, he is responsible for the evil and horrible things in mankind, not man. And if it is man, then it's because Satan corrupted him. Not even going to go there. We all know the fucking story. They don't hate Satanists. They don't even know what a Satanist is, okay? But you see a lot of Satanists, primarily young people, who are just like, you know, fuck God, fuck Jesus, let's go burn churches. You know, I don't celebrate Christmas, or I would never step into a church, or whatever. They just take it to the most extreme. And I think that's really unnecessary. I mean, somebody that I like is getting married, and they're getting married in a church, I'll go. I don't care if it's a big cross on the wall. To me, it's a sign of ignorance, and it's been developed into a symbol what represents Christianity. There are some very great values in Christianity, say as the golden rule, top of my head. Treat others as you'd want to be treated. Great on paper, great value. Unfortunately, it's not realistic because you get taken advantage of. And some people are pieces of shit and don't deserve your love and respect or your forgiveness. But it looks great on paper. I think that's a great value to have. I think it's just unrealistic in society, which is why Satanism is kind of twisted and morphed the golden rule in to treat others as they treat you. So people that respect and love, people that show you love and respect and friendship, you should reciprocate. That makes a lot more sense. You know, there's a lot of losers out there. I don't care if they call themselves Satanists. I don't care if they call themselves Christians, Muslims, Jews. They're just pieces of shit, and I don't like them. Point and take. A friend of mine, singer of a pretty big death metal band, he's a Satanist, and he allowed another Satanist, because he's just a generous man and would never expect another brother to betray him. And this other guy cleaned him out. He had everybody fooled. He had me fooled. He was one of the Satanic International Network chapter heads of South Florida. Well, he was the chapter head of South Florida. Cleaned my friend out. Took him for everything he possibly could. Luckily, that guy got what he deserved, and he's in jail now, and my friend is in the process of recouping his shit. But, you know, that guy's a piece of shit. You know, he's not a Satanist. Well, but he calls himself a Satanist. He talks like one. But the fact of the matter is, regardless of how educated or how you can present yourself, if you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. Same goes with Christians. I've met a lot of good people that I would call friends, that I do call friends. You know, that do really good things. You know, they keep to themselves, or well, not necessarily keep to themselves, but they don't try to force their religion upon you. You know, they volunteer at soup kitchens. that are in churches, which I have done as well, to help homeless and do other things. Some people be like, oh, well, fuck them and fuck the homeless, because a real Satanist would never go into a church and accept food. It's like, well, clearly you've never been fucking homeless, have you? Yeah, well, yeah. You're homeless and you're hungry, and it's something, that's another good thing Christianity does provide, you know, not in as a whole, but sects of Christianity are about certain things which I agree with. You know, there are Satanists that I think are pieces of shit, like say the Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. He was a catalyst of the 80s satanic panic. They call him the Night Stalker because, you know, I'm saying this like, he's my favorite. I see him like posting Richard Ramirez things. It's like, you know what, this is a guy that you idolize, Richard Ramirez. He's a serial killer that was too cowardly to prey on people that could defend themselves, so he preyed on old women. He raped, beat, tortured old women. And then when he got caught, he pulled his whole like, I'm a Satanist thing. Yeah, that's real cool. Yeah, that's another piece of shit. You know, but on the opposite side of that coin, you can say like Christianity was responsible for the Spanish Inquisition. Sure, they were responsible for massive genocides going out through centuries. I think, according to the Malleus Maleficarum, which is translated into the Witch's Hammer. Great book. It's a little outdated. Well, it's an old book, hundreds of years old. Well, anyway, it said that approximately 9 million people have been legally put to death for heresy or crimes against the church, which could both mean a lot of things, and was very misabused at the time. Yeah, at that time, in Christianity, you know, condoned it. That at that time, it was in a very bad place. And yes, organized religion is about control. It is about the whole mechanism of religion itself, and especially organized religion. It regardless if they call themselves Christians and they worship Jesus, you know, or Muslims and Allah, or whatever, it all produces the same results, and it's tragic and it's horrible. It doesn't mean I hate people who call themselves Christians. That's really it. I don't. You know, and I think it's a little adolescent and childlike for the person who always goes around saying how, you know, he can't stand anything that's Christian. Me personally, I just ignore it. I ignore it. If I have a reason to be at a church or ceremony of some sort that's, you know, has a lot of religious undertone, I ignore them. You know, I'm there because I respect my friend who's there, not because of this. And, you know, I mean, the most I could say as far as a blanketing term is Christianity and most religions promote compliance and ignorance. All right? But that doesn't make the person that may be compliant, ignorant and delusional, that doesn't make him a bad person. That doesn't give you a reason to hate him. I don't know if that got long-winded. Of course it did. Bye-bye.